Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be doing a simple tutorial on Autodesk Inventor 2017 of how to use its basic functions. So first off, you want to launch Autodesk Inventor 2017, click New, and click Standard Millimeter IPT, and then click Create. Once you've done this, you'll be faced with a screen with different options and things such as that. What you want to do is click Start. Select the axis you want to work on, which in my case is the X and Z plane. And then for this demonstration, I'm just going to draw a box. People who know how to Autodesk Inventor will understand this a bit more, and if you don't, then you should definitely check out my first two videos, which will explain in a bit more depth of how to use the first primary functions of Autodesk Inventor 2017. Excuse me for that. So my box to begin with, as for this example, is going to be 40 by 40 millimeters, which is, I think, is quite a nice size. I'm going to do a flower pattern. So first off, what I'm wanting to do is find the center point of the box. Now there are very easy ways of doing this, just by going up like that and then finding where the halfway point is. See where those little lines come up? So go to the green, and then eventually you come across, and then another pattern line will come down, which will indicate that that's the middle of the other side. But I just do it this way. So I'm just going to do an X in my box, and so that's the center point where the two lines meet. And I'm going to do a circle about 20 millimeters. Now that's going to be my outlining of, that's going to be my axis for my petal, sorry. And then I'm going to do a 10 millimeter circle, which is going to be the base of my flower. So that's going to be like my bud, okay? So I'm just going to quickly get rid of all these measurement lines, just to make my life a bit easier, because they can sometimes get in the way of things. And then I'm just going to delete all the lines then. Okay, so right now I'm going to start designing my flower shape, or no, my petal shape, sorry. But for this video I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So I'm going to start as my base at the outer circle, which is the first circle I did, which is 20 millimeters. I'm going to start right at the top just to make things easier, and I'm going to make my petal 3 millimeters tall, and I'm going to bow it or arc it about 2 millimeters. So I get a nice little shape. It's very simple, but it will just show you how to use the circular function quite well. So I have my petal, so now I want to click the circle function. Once I do, it'll come up with this little circular pattern, this little panel here, and it'll have geometry and axis. First off, what you want to do is click geometry if it isn't already selected, and then click what you want to basically replicate around an axis. So this will make more sense once I've actually done and used this function to you. So this is what I want to replicate. I then want to click the axis I want to replicate it around. So this, in my case, is going to be the outer circle. And then it'll automatically show you where your petals will go. It'll space them out evenly between one another, which I think is quite a nice feature. Now, you know, if I had that kind of design, it would look pretty poor. So I'm going to put about 12 in. I'll just see how many look nice. 12, yeah, it's quite nice, but it's not exactly great, you know. Maybe about 16. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I'm going to put 16 in. So that's going to be my primary outer circle. So what you could do with this is actually use it for maybe smaller petals towards the middle, then get larger as it goes out, which I think is quite a nice way of doing it. So first off, what I'm going to do is do another circle based from the center point once again, and then go out to the top of my petals. So that's going to be that's now going to be my second basis. However, instead of doing it from the very top, we're going to do it halfway in the middle, which is going to be the halfway point between these two petals. Okay. So I'm going to do exactly what I did before, but this time I'm going to make my petal a bit bigger. Now there are more precise ways of doing this, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep it nice and loose, just as an example. I'm going to find out what those dimensions are from that point to that point, and it's 4.975 millimeters. Now that's kind of, I need a calculator to work out what, exactly half of what that would be. So I don't exactly have one to hand currently, so if you guys want to be really precise, you can go and work out what would half be, and then find where the halfway point would be then on that segment, I guess, the intersection between the two petals. So I'm just going to base it off of what I base it off what I think is roughly the middle, just to make my life easier for this demonstration. Now again, I'm going to make this petal a bit bigger than its brothers, because it is the outer one. I'm going to make it 4 millimeter at about a 15-degree angle, even though this may look a bit off. Ooh, that's a bit big. There we go. It's a bit better. And I'm just going to try to keep things nice and loose. Like, I didn't even type in a precise measurement to what the other one was then. I really should have, because that's actually kind of bad designing on my behalf. So actually I have to do that one again. No, I won't. Will I? Yeah, I'm just going to do that bit again. So I'm roughly find halfway, go up 4 mil, about 15 degrees, 4 mil. I can change. Actually, you actually can change the degree of which you want, just quite precisely, just by clicking on the little box. So 15 degrees, and I'm going to make it out to be 3 mil again on both sides. 3 mil. So now I have another petal shape that's a bit bigger, and then I'm just going to do the same thing once again. So click the circular motion, click the geometry, click the axis, which in my case will be the outer one, and then I'll have a bigger petal, and I'm going to click 12. So, oh, that's not 12. That's a lot. Not 12. It was 16, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 16. So now I'll have 16 bigger ones that go around the outside of the other ones. So now, as you can see, we have a nice little pattern developing. Now, I did do a casing for my technology project of my bionic hand. However, it was too big, and it just wasn't ethical. Once I had actually evaluated my design, I decided that I should have changed it. So I'll just quickly show you what that was and what it looked like, so you guys can actually get a good kind of view of the function of the circular tool. So I'll just bring it up for you guys now. It should be in my old card folder, and it should be the battery casing. That's the servo casing. My bad. There it is. Let's just save this part 1. As you can see, that's my other design that I've done for it, using the circular function, which is much better than the one I've just done. I did spend a little more time on this one, however, it could be a bit better. However, I still thought it was quite a nice design. You could apply this to a box that you're making then, or such. Like, I've got a nice little insert there, which I thought was a nice little design. So everything I've done in the first 3 videos now shows you how to make this box. You could, from the knowledge I've put into the 3 videos, actually apply it, because this little flame here was actually done off of a picture. This is just done off of using the circular function, and the writing I'll get to now, if you don't know how to apply writing to a project within Autodesk Inventor. So that's my next, what I'm next going to show you, basically. So that's how you use the circular function. Let's delete all that. Delete. Okay, it's being a pain. I'll just undo it all. Okay, so if you want to apply writing to something in Autodesk Inventor, it is really simple. So say if I had a box now. Okay, I'm just going to make a real quick one. Once again, and then I'm just going to extrude it, but don't do that. No. Extrude. do that by about, just do 40 mil again. So I have a really tall box. I'm going to turn it on its side so I can apply some writing. So what you want to do is go on to Sketch, click Start 2D Sketch, click the axis, and then click a text, or just text rather. And then you want to do the text box size, so I'm just going to do it from the corner to corner. Roughly estimate about there. And then all you have to do is type in something. So for this demonstration, I'll just put YouTube demo. Okay, so there you go. So if I press OK, it automatically puts up to the where you extruded the box, really. So if you don't like that and you don't want that to happen, all you really have to do, if you want to change that, all you have to do is click rotate, select what you want to rotate it around a certain axis. So in my case it's going to be this one, and it's going to ping it all the way up to the top. And then from there, I didn't rotate that well enough. Just going to do that again from there, and I'll just do it slightly further over. It's going to have to be quite careful now. No, people, this isn't good. Okay, if I just do it back to the way it was, just to prove a point. No, it's not. It's just not going to do it. Okay, it's going to be a bit kiffed. If I go click move, then I can then move my text further down from a certain point, and I move it, say, into the middle. You can actually put guidelines on your box, which would make this much easier, but I have not done it for the purpose of this video because it's just a quick demonstration. So now I have this there. If I click done, you can then select 3D model, and you can actually extrude that, and then I can extrude it, 140 mil outwards, or I can put it as say 20 mil. I think it's quite a nice size. And then you can either do it in direction 2, which will cut into the box, or do it in direction 1, which will like come out of the box. So if I just click done, I will now have YouTube demo, sorry, printed out on the outside of my box. However, 20 mil was a bit adventurous. I mean, that's pretty stupid. You want to do it a bit smaller, probably about 2 or 3 mil, like I have done for my box I just showed you. I actually have right on the side of that, which you saw, which was a bit better. So you can just extrude it to whatever size you feel is appropriate for your design. The next function I'm going to show you is the move, rotate, I can't remember all of them, move, rotate, and offset function. Although I've pretty much shown you how to use the move and rotate function, so I think I'm just going to go for the offset and mirror function for this little bit as well. So I'm going to click start, I'm going to go file, new, click a new file just to make things easier, create, start 3D sketch. So say now you've created this amazing design that you can't be bothered to replicate again. I mean, because it would just take too much time, and you want to keep a nice pattern going. So once again, I'm going to make another box. However, that's not. 40. Go on, 40. Enter. So I'm going to do a really simple, quick design here. I'm going to do what could I do? And I split my box in half to begin with, because this will actually serve quite nicely. So say if I did a little smiley face, okay? Just being like a little kid here. So, line. It's my next little bit. So I'm going to do a line from about there down. And then if I click off that and click line again. And do another one from about there down to about there. So now I have a smiley face, and conveniently there's a little dot for its nose, which I think is a node. Say if I wanted my amazing artwork, say if I wanted to replicate it. First off, you want to click mirror, select what you want to mirror, and that please, and then select your mirror line. For the convenience of this video, this is why I put the line in the middle. That's what the line I want to mirror. It won't automatically show you what it's going to be like, but you can click apply, and then if you're happy with it, just click done. And then it would have mirrored the exact image across. which I think can be very, very helpful, especially if you can't be bothered to put tons of time into, you know, making intricate designs of a high standard when you can just copy and paste it over and it'll look just as good and it'll be like save you half the time. So that's how you use the mirror function. Now the offset function can really help. I mean, say my box here, and or even a circle. So if I click that again, or say if I did like a wave pattern, which I'll show you real quick. If I use this for another project I've done, which is my banner canned wall. It's the same kind of project. So if I do some form of wave pattern, bring it out to about there. Is it where there? Ah, it's going to be a bit big. That comes outside my box. That's fine though, but this will just demonstrate how to use it. The offset function will allow you to make the exact line of what you've done with option of the spacing between those lines. So for this example, I'm going to put 1.5 mil, and then that's going to be the exact replica of that line with a 1.5 mil gap in between. So with that in mind, I'm just now going to cap this off to make it a solid body with which works in line with both of the two lines I've got. So see where there's like a circle with a line going across it. That means I'm not too sure what it means, but all I know is that it's in line with the rest of the circle. So like there will be no kinks. Basically, it's like I'm really not too sure. I can't remember what it was necessarily called. Like I've just learnt this as I've gone along. But it means that everything is in line. There won't be any kinks of the joining or anything like that. So if that helps anyone who's having problems trying to find like the get like a streamline kind of going, if you pull out and go in and wait for that to come up, then the program's telling you that everything is kind of streamlined in that kind of sense. So now I have this. I can now, I have to cap that one off as well. So this one's gonna be a bit easier because I'm just gonna cheat. I'm just gonna go there to there, and then just delete the excess, which is just a little bit here. And then I could extrude that. So this looks like more of a snail than anything else if I kind of rotate it. You know, call it Sally the snail or something like that. And then you just extrude it, and that's one way of using the offset feature. So next I could show you how to copy or rotate. Copying is very, very simple. You just select what you want to copy. In the sense, it will be Sally the snail, and then select the base point of where you want to copy it to, and then just move it across to wherever you want it to be copied. This is great for like showing development and like basically more like evidence. Like I do this a lot for evidence in my TK project that I'm doing in sixth form. So once you're done and you've done enough copies, you can just click done, and then you'll have a copy of it. Then the move function is basically exactly the same. Select what you want to move, click the base point of where you want to move it, just hang override that and close. Yes, and then I'm just going to move it to wherever I want. I'm going to put it over there. And then the rotate function is basically, once again, completely the same. Just select what you want to rotate, select the point at which you want to rotate it around, and then you can rotate it around that point, as you can currently see. So it's a very, very easy function to use. And then if you're actually curious, considering I showed you the circular function, the rectangular function is almost the exact same. Like, you just select what you want to put around your axis. I'll just select this. I'll select the direction of which I want to do it, and then you can just, where is it doing? 2, 4, and then I do it with 20 mil. A bit more than that, 40 mil. Oh, a bit too far. No, that's because I put 240 mil. 40 mil, and there you go. It'll keep it nice and uniform. Rather than go around a circle, you go around a certain line, which I think is quite nice. So that's that function as well then. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want me to try have a look into on Autodesk Inventor, then I'd be more than happy to help. I'm absolutely psyched that I got 9,000 views on my first video and that my second video is always going up in views. I'm happy to help in any way, shape or form. So if you guys need anything, please feel free to contact me. I will do another video on my setup for my 3D printing if anyone is interested in the replicator CTC. I think that's the make it is. And then I'll also talk about the benefits of CPLA, no, it's not CPLA, PLA plastic and ABS. And I'll talk about the pros and cons of using them that I've personally found myself. So I thank you guys very much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. So thank you very much. Peace.